The next item we come to in our study of network security is the denial of service attack, or DoS attack, always spelled with a small o to distinguish it from DOS, the disk operating system. Well, the denial of service attack is exactly what it sounds like: an attack meant to shut down a machine or a network, making it inaccessible to its intended users. Usually accomplished by flooding the target with traffic. So first of all, the good news is that the attacker is not particularly interested in theft. He's just interested in shutting down a system. There are several different ways that they can do that. For example, one is something we call the Synflood. So if you remember back when we talked about the three-way handshake that occurs at the transport layer, the sending, or the client sends out a segment with the SinFlag set, and then the receiver responds with a segment with the SIN and ACK flags set, and then the sender sends out another segment with the ACK flag set. Well, what happens if I send a whole bunch of SIN segments, but after I get these SIN ACKs, I never send the ACK? Well, what happens is that receiver, that server, has to maintain all of these waiting sessions, and if those sessions are never fulfilled, eventually its buffer fills up with these sessions, and it can't handle anymore. So that means nobody else can send their SinFlags because this thing's waiting for all those acknowledgments. Now, there are ways around this today. If they've been programmed in, there's something called a SIN cookie that the administrator can set in order to stop this kind of thing. But that's one example. Another good example of a denial of service attack was the Stuxnet virus. In this case, it was the attacker wasn't live. The attacker simply set up a virus that it sped up and slowed down the centrifuges until it broke them, basically, in the Iranian nuclear enrichment program. Well, that would be, I guess, an example of a denial of service, although in this case it was targeted toward a PLC unit, a programmable controller. Well, that's it for the denial of service. In the next one, we're going to take up the DDoS, or distributed denial of service.